I'm gonna make this video because, believe it or not, I have really low delay in a lot of things. So I'm gonna show you in this map, for one, how I have low delay, what I do. Because before we start, if y'all want to use my creator code in the item shop, AJ7Matrix, this would help out an absolute higher. And obviously, your monitor has to correlate with that. I'm running on a 180 hertz monitor, but it runs the best at 160, 165 FPS. So I have that. So if I go to my settings, there's a couple things I do. Sometimes I change them, and that's what can make it worse or better. So if we go to like this, for example, like the graphic quality, you don't need it this high. Look, I have my textures on low, my meshes on low. This is something that you should always do. You should always have view distance is fine. I don't know if that's like a difference or not, but having like the textures low, meshes low, like stuff like this. So the game doesn't have to run as hard. Pause, but you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to run as stressed. Now, of course, there's nothing really there. I'm trying to find the replay. Usually I have them off. I have them on right now, but I'm going to turn them off for this example because, well, I use replay for thumbnails, but when I'm not using it for thumbnails, like for example now, I'm going to turn it off, and it makes it so your quality is going to be better. And it even says here, turn high quality replay recording on and off, causes replay to record data more frequently and disables some other options. Recording high quality replays can reduce performance and take up hard drive space. So it literally tells you that putting this setting on is going to make it so your quality of your game is not going to be as good. Make sense? Now, make sure, obviously, I say this all the time because I have a lot of people say this. Some people don't even know what servers they run the best on. Now, some people use auto. Use what works best for you. So I'm usually always on NA East. Like when I was in Arizona, obviously I was on West. So whatever number is the lowest for you, that's what you want to use. Simple enough, but some people don't know that. Now, I'm going to load into this. I will say some maps give you higher ping than others. It sounds weird, but it's very, very true. Some maps aren't updated, and when some Fortnite maps aren't updated, basically what happens is the devices that are used will make it so you lag more. I know this because I've made numerous maps. I know people that have made numerous maps, and I know for sure that their maps start to become laggy if they don't update their devices. So make sure you're just up to date on wherever you're at. Like when it comes to, I guess, whatever map you're playing, make sure your map is updated at whatever you're playing. So for example, here we have zero ping, hard zero ping, matter of fact. And like the good thing about zero ping is like, yeah, like my edits are faster and stuff like that, but I mean, it's not even faster. I think it's more so it's like they just, I don't know what's the word for them. I'm not the smartest person, but it's just edits simpler. Also, performance mode, that's a big thing as well. If you want me to make a video about performance mode, I definitely can. That's definitely a big thing a lot of people talk about. But as you can tell from this map, I love how I just had a lag spike. I did? No, I didn't. I'm tweaking. Okay. Lying. But performance mode is a big thing as well. Having it on performance mode, just even though it may make your game look a little bit, in quote, uglier. Some people say it makes it look uglier. I think personally it doesn't. Just simply because for it to be really ugly, like there's a lot of things you gotta do for it to really look ugly, and I don't think the game looks ugly. So this map is zero delay. This map I'm in has zero delay, or very little delay as much as possible, because there's barely anything in the map. So if you 1v1 your friends on here, more than likely compared to other maps, you're gonna have a lot less delay. Now I should 1v1 someone low-key, but I'm not gonna. But on top of stuff, things I like to do is the skin or the pickaxe I'm using, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. Some pickaxes have animations, or some skins have animations. For example, this skin doesn't. Clean skin. Pickaxe. I've tested this. Pickaxe is very fluent. Now, I'm going to show you examples of skins and pickaxes that, believe it or not, may be a problem for you to wear. Now, there's nothing wrong with wearing these skins, by the way. I'm not saying this at all. Like, I'm not saying you have to cut out all these skins, but if you're really trying to lower your delay, this could be a good idea for you. So, I'll show you an example of a delay skin. Kid Leroy. Why? As you can see, there's a bunch of lightning that the game has to render. A lot of it is just the less rendering the game has to do, the better your game is going to run. So, Slurp, for example. I can't tell if it's like animated or not. Not really, but like this, for example. You can see it like glowing in the back. That could have something to do with it. Avatar glowing on the head could have something to do with it. Now, I'm just naming skins of pure example of animations. This skin's a great example of it could give you more delay. simply because of the animations, the fire, and all that stuff that don't give you delay because there's no animations on it. This skin, for example, or literally any skin that doesn't have a bunch of animation. That is as simple as that. The pickaxe, there's a lot of pickaxes, like for example, dual pickaxes, a lot of people don't use, but I have hearted some pickaxes that I personally use that I know are zero delay, as well as other pros have also said so. Leviathan is the weirdest example because it has animations. However, there's other pros that back it up. Me personally, I don't really know, but I haven't hearted just because other pros talk about it. But for example, Driver is a good one. Star One has been proven in numerous videos that this is one of the best pickaxes to use for the timing to take a wall or for it to swing at a wall. It is the fastest swinging. You can look up videos about it, do your research. Candy Axe is another weird example. It has some type of like reactiveness to it, so I don't fully get that, but Icebreaker is a good example. That scared me. I just got an order. Let's freaking go. Chat, I just got an order. Fire. Okay. Then we got Reaper. Reaper is fire. It sounds satisfying. It's from season 1. Love to see it. But that's another good example of something you could do, is depending on the pickaxe or skin you wear. So honestly, this might sound cap, and you can believe it or not. I would love for people in the comments below to be real honest on like, if you did some of these tips, did it genuinely help you? Because I know some people will do these or won't even do these tips and will just comment, it didn't work. Mad people are lazy, which is what it is. But this video was to simply just help people that needed it. Now, some things you could do, like that you could technically pay for, is Ethernet. I have an Ethernet cable, and it works so much better when it comes to delay. If I was working on like my normal house Wi-Fi, I'd probably be like 15-20 ping. But having an Ethernet cable, like my PC is plugged in straight to the Ethernet, it just makes it so the PC just runs more fluently. Since this is the only thing that's running on the Ethernet is the PC, it makes it so I have a lot less delay. But if you're working on like your house Wi-Fi, you might have a low ping on your house Wi-Fi, that's true. But your house Wi-Fi might have other phones connected to the Wi-Fi or the TV running or other stuff along those lines. Now, if you wonder why I don't have zero ping in streams, it's quite simple. Like, when you stream, it takes up a lot of your PC, and that's the biggest, that's just the answer. I'm not gonna lie, there's not much I can yap on upon that part. But for the most part, my biggest recommendations when it comes to having lower ping is your settings, of course, turning off replays, skins, pickaxes, and obviously, if you can pay for Ethernet, or split the bill with your parents. Either one of those will work. Ethernet is probably, if you were to pay for anything, Ethernet would be the biggest thing. Obviously, a PC might help. And make sure you have the highest running monitor possible that your console can do. So, for example, PS5s can run 120 FPS. So, make sure you have a 120 FPS monitor. Now, PS5s cannot go above 120. So, if you're expecting to get more from PS5, you can't. However, on a PC, depending on your PC specs and depending on the PC itself, on how I can run, personally, I can run about 165 fluently. I know I have 180 monitor hertz, but I know, you know, if I ever upgrade my PC, whatever like that, I can make it so I'll have higher FPS in the future. Now, technically, I could go higher on my FPS for the recordings because it's just a recording. It's not a stream. So, if I go to... Oh, now I gotta find the settings. So now that I said it, I kind of have to do it. Now, where is FPS? You know, there it is. All right, I skipped it like 5 times. Like, if we go to 240... Actually, let's go to unlimited, just so you an example. I can get about 400, 500 FPS. That is insane. Does it feel much different? Not really. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, 500 FPS doesn't feel that insane. Like, it's ranging about 350 to 400. But, again, when I stream, it's a bit lower. By doing all these settings to be able to have this high of FPS is, yes, the PC is good. Like I said, I know that. I'm gonna get comments like that. But again, the biggest thing that you're really going to want to, like, look into is the settings, the skins and pickaxes you use, and, of course, maybe Ethernet. That may be a move for you. So, hopefully this video helps y'all out. God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next video.